everyone, it's Stephanie here, and today I have a card to share that I created with the January Simon Says stamp card kit. To start off my card, I just went ahead and cut a piece of white cardstock, slightly smaller than a card base, at 4 inches by 5¼ inches, and I'm going to be using these great chevron zigzaggy type pattern papers that came in the kit. There is 9 in total, all the same pattern, just different colors. And then I just went ahead and cut strips out of each of the different colors, roughly the same size, and I'm going to be using those and pairing them with the sentiment stamp included in the kit that says I zig, you zag, we're a good team that way. Thought it would look kind of cute to have the different strips adhered to the front of the card and then mix the sentiment stamp in between all of the strips of the different colors. So I'm just going to go ahead and start adhering these onto the card front, and I'm just going to use the first strip as my guide as I continue to go down the card. So once I get that one placed, everything else will just kind of follow under. And I decided to go diagonal versus straight across just to give a little bit more of a fun look to the card. So that one there is adhered now, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue on down with the colors that I've already prearranged into a pattern that I like, and just leave a slight white gap in between each of them just so you can see a little bit of that cardstock. I just think it will make the strips stand out better on the front of the card. So once I've got the top part done, which will have 4 strips, you can see there they're all adhered now. I'm going to go ahead and place the next one down with a bit of a space for my stamping, and just kind of have it there for spacing and to make sure my stamping gets straight on there. And then once I've done that and it's stamped on there, I'm going to go ahead and adhere all of the strips to the bottom piece, which there'll be 5 different colors at the bottom. And for the stamping, I just used VersaFine Black Onyx ink. It's one of my favorites for stamping sentiments or really detailed stamps. Gives a really great crisp image and looks great every time. So I'm just going ahead now, as you can see, and putting the rest of these strips on. And then I'm going to flip over the panel and just cut the excess off of the sides where all the strips are overhanging. And then that will leave a nice clean edge and leave the panel ready to be adhered to the front of the card base. And then for the card base, I decided to use the bright green cardstock that came in the kit. I was originally going to use the navy blue, but I really liked how the brightness of the green really made the colors in the strips pop right off of the front of the card and really stand out. So to me, it ended up making the card more light and bright versus on the darker side with the navy cardstock. So I just went ahead and adhered that to the front of the card, and I'm just going to add some silver brads that come in the kit on either end of the sentiment stamp there. I ended up with a little bit of a space, and since this is a relatively flat card with only some pattern papers and stamping, I thought it would be nice to give a little bit of added dimension to the card by adding a brad to each of the ends of the sentiment there. So I just used my Tim Holtz paper piercer and a little soft mat there and put some holes in the front, and I'm just going to go ahead and put those brads in there. Sorry, I jumped off camera while I'm putting them in, but that's all I'm doing there. And you can add these brads before you adhere that front panel to the card if you don't like the idea of the brad showing through on the inside of the card. I had already adhered the panel onto my card before I realized I was going to put brads in there, so I just left it with them coming through to the inside of the card. So there you have it. There's a finished card, and thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.